How you doing, guys? Today we are working on the torque tube for my 1955 Wheel Horse Senior. We do have a couple things going on here that need to be addressed. Number one, it needs to be fully cleaned. We'll do that at some point. The other thing we have for the seat spring, there's these two bolts. Obviously, they snapped off when I tried to take the seat spring off. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to get some old nuts and weld the nuts to the tops of the bolts here. And I'm hoping that the heat from the welding will free up this bolt and I can use the nut with a wrench and pull the remaining portion of the bolts out. We'll see. That has worked in the past for me, but maybe not today. We'll find out. The other issue we have is if I take this straight edge and I hold it up, you can see the plate which bolts to the gearbox on the back of the transmission. It's not straight. It's actually warped pretty bad, and it's warped right about where the middle bolts go. So from here up, you know, it's like right about there, kind of like in an arc. How this bent, I don't know, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to heat it up with the torch in this area, and I'm going to put it in the vise and give it a little crank. I don't need it to be super dead straight. I just need it to be a lot better than it is. So I think that's the first thing I'm going to do. So let me go ahead, heat that thing up, and figure out how we're going to fix it. Don't be fooled. That Home Depot MAP gas torch, oh, it gets things hot. Trust me. So after heating it up, putting it in the vise, and then in full transparency, breaking out my railroad track and a sledgehammer, just to tweak it into place, I think I got it. I think that is acceptable. And if we go to the back bolts, same thing. That's pretty darn straight, or straight enough. And then if we do the center of the plate, boy, I can feel the heat pouring off this thing. That, again, I think that's pretty acceptable. I went like this. I did a diagonal feel just to make sure that I didn't twist it. And as you can see, that is pretty darn straight. So, ooh, dang, that thing's hot already, just leaning up against it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to let this go ahead and cool naturally. Once it gets fully cooled down to ambient temperature, I will get the old gear case and I will bolt it up just to take a visual to see how it all fits together. Just before all the heat in this tube kind of just went away, I decided, let me see if I can get these bolts out with just the torch and a vice grip. The back bolt I was able to do because there was enough of it sticking up out of the up above the plate. So I just heated the heck out of it with the torch, and then I grabbed it with a pair of vice grips, and lo and behold, it came right out. Now, unfortunately, that one is broken off too close to the top of the plate, and the vice grips just keeps kind of pulling off, you know, spinning off it. So I'm going to have to weld a nut onto that. Right now I heated it up, put some WD-40 on it. Whether or not that does anything, who knows. But next up I got to find a big bolt or big nut that'll fit over the top of that so I can weld it on. Okay, I have the old gearbox loosely bolted into place. I had to put these washers here because these bolts were too long. That's the only reason why they're there. But I do have a little slight gap right here and a little slight gap right there. And if I shine the flashlight in there, it will, you know, you could just barely see it. I mean, it's really super small. It's go over to the other side. In actuality, you can't even really. Oh, I do have the flashlight on. This side is almost, you can't see it at all. The top is sealed real well. The bottom is sealed real well. So basically, from the second bolt-ish, right about here down, it's all sealed. Up here is just a slight gap. Over on this side, there is a slight gap. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'll make a gasket for it, or I will just go ahead and just, glue it up with some Permatex sealer, because really this area right here doesn't really hold the gear oil. The gear oil is held from about here to, well, actually from the drain hole down, and that should seal fine. So it's way better than it was, and I think it's more than acceptable. Next up, I have found a nut that I want to use. I cleaned it all up. I cleaned off what's left of the head of the bolt, so when I put it on top, I can just go barbaric and really just weld like crazy the nut to that bolt. I just took the old one, the old bolt that I just took out. I just stuck that in there loosely, so that way it protects the thread so no slag goes down in there. So I got the welder right here. I have my 1/2-inch wrench, or a ratchet I should say, right there set up with the appropriate socket, so that way I can just go team the minute I'm done welding. Well, got lucky. That worked. I've done it a bunch of times, seen it online. I've been years and years ago before online. This is how we would get bolts, frozen bolts out. So you can see I just went bananas. I welded like crazy. The thing is hotter than you know who. Came right out. I did, unfortunately, I missed the stupid bolt one time. I was like, I don't know what I was looking at. I was like, really? Oh, and you can see I'm a good inch off. I don't know what the hell happened. But anyways, it doesn't matter. It came out. The threads are in mint shape. If I grab this, that's in mint shape. So we got the bolts out. We got the plate straight. Let's go ahead and let's clean it. And there it is. The torque tube is all set for my Senior. I straightened, cleaned the mounting flange for the gearbox, took the bolts that were broken out of the seat spring stay, and cleaned the flange for the banjo rear end. Also, full wash job, cleaned it all up so all the oil and the grease and crap is off it. So it's ready to be installed. This was a short video. Maybe that's a good thing for you, maybe it's not, but next weekend is the Wheel Horse Show in Ardensville, Pennsylvania, Biglerville, Pennsylvania, one of those towns, but it's specifically at the South Mountain Fairgrounds. Hopefully you're going to be able to attend. It's usually a really, really great show. A lot of seniors there, a lot of RJ35s, all other models. My RJ59 will be down there, and I'm looking forward to meeting any and all of you. If you'd like to be on the channel and you want to give a shout out, I would love to take a little video or a picture of you and I, and I'll integrate them into the Wheel Horse Show video. So, and if you don't want to be on video, that's fine too. Just please come and say hi. I'd really like to get to see you and meet you if I haven't met you in the past. All right, with that being said, this is being released on the 16th, so I'm probably at my daughter's graduation. She is graduating high school on the 16th, so when this video is released, I'll be probably at the graduation, so congratulations to her. She did a great job, and if you have a child that is graduating, congratulations to all of you. All right, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will hopefully see you at the Wheel Horse Show.